Tyler Reddick has won 4 races in the first 7 of the 2026 NASCAR season. He is running away from the entire field. The points gap is growing every single weekend. And Joey Logano, a 3-time Cup champion, looked straight into a camera this week and basically said, "So what?" Most drivers would be panicking right now. Logano is not. And the reason why tells you everything about how he plans to win a 4th championship. Let's start with the facts because they are hard to ignore. Through 7 races in 2026, Tyler Reddick has won 4 of them. 4 wins in 7 races. That is a win rate that almost never happens in modern NASCAR. Most championship seasons are built on 2 or 3 wins and good points finishes all year. Reddick is doing something that looks more like a destruction than a season. He is driving for 2311 Racing, the team co-owned by Denny Hamlin and Michael Jordan. And right now, that car is the fastest thing on any track it shows up to. Reddick is not just winning, he is controlling races. He is leading laps. He is making other drivers look like they are racing in a different series. The points gap he has built through 7 races is not a small one. It is the kind of lead that makes championship math start working against you. When one driver is that far ahead, the rest of the field has to start taking risks they normally would not take. Point swings stop working in your favor. You chase. You make mistakes. That is how dominant early season leads have destroyed good drivers before. So the question is simple. Why is Joey Logano not scared? Here is where it gets interesting, and this is what most people missed. After the Martinsville race, a reporter asked Logano directly about the points gap. His exact words, "No, I'm not okay. No, we shouldn't be okay with it either. But I mean, the points already are, right? Like, there's not much you can do about it right now, about the past." Read that again carefully. Logano is not pretending the gap does not exist. He is not being blind to it. He is acknowledging it as a problem and then immediately parking the emotion around it. That is a completely different thing from ignoring it. He is not saying, "I'm fine." He is saying, "I cannot undo what already happened, so I am not going to waste energy on it." For a driver who has won 3 championships, that is not a casual attitude. That is a trained one. Logano currently sits 12th in the Cup standings. He has 2 top 5 finishes and 2 top 10 finishes through the first 7 races. Not dominant, not embarrassing, solidly alive. He knows exactly where he stands. Stay right there, because the next part of this story is what actually changes everything. You came here because Logano doesn't seem worried while Reddick is winning everything. But here is what nobody is talking about. Logano has been in this exact situation before, and what happened next shocked the entire sport. Keep watching. Logano did not just dismiss Reddick's lead with a shrug, he gave a specific example to back up his thinking, and it is a powerful one. He pointed directly at Bubba Wallace. Wallace started the 2026 season with serious momentum. He climbed all the way up to 2nd place in the standings. 2nd place with the kind of pace that made people think he could genuinely challenge for a title. Then came Darlington. Then came Martinsville. And across those 2 races, Wallace fell from 2nd all the way down to 11th in the standings. Let that land for a second. From 2nd to 11th in 2 races. That is a 9-position swing in the standings across a single weekend stretch. In NASCAR, with the 2026 chase format back in play, those kinds of swings do not just happen. They happen fast. They happen without warning. And they can hit anyone, including the leader. Logano is pointing at Wallace not to kick him while he is down, but to show the math. The same volatility that sent Wallace from 2nd to 11th can hit Reddick too. One bad engine, one wreck that is not his fault, one late caution that costs him track position. The gap can close in ways that have nothing to do with Logano driving better. This is not wishful thinking. This is how NASCAR works. Here is the part of this story that gets overlooked every single time someone talks about early season points leaders. There are 19 races left before the playoffs even start. 19 races. At 7 races in, the season is barely a quarter of the way through the regular season. The points Reddick has built feel enormous right now because they are fresh. But across 19 more races, points leads compress, expand, collapse, and rebuild constantly. Logano is not even under pressure at the cut line yet. He is outside the top 10 in standings, yes, But the playoff cut line pressure is not touching him right now. He has room to be patient. He has room to pick his spots. And here is the part that matters most. Logano's run at Martinsville showed the number 22 car is capable. He came away from that race with a podium finish, and Kevin Harvick noted that it extended Logano's run of top 10 results at that track to 14 consecutive. 14. That is not a car that is struggling. That is a car that is finding its rhythm. The championship math in 2026 still comes down to who wins races in the playoffs. Logano has been there. He knows what those weekends feel like. So here is where things get really complicated, because while Logano is playing the long game, one specific number should terrify every driver trying to chase Tyler Reddick down, and it has nothing to do with points. 4 wins in 7 races is not just a points lead, it is a psychological weapon. When one driver wins that consistently, the rest of the field starts adjusting their strategy around him instead of around their own race. They make earlier pit calls trying to beat him. They push harder in traffic trying to keep up. They take contact they normally would not take, trying to stay on the lead lap. Those adjustments cost positions. They cost stage points. They cost playoff points. Reddick does not even have to do anything extra. Just by existing at the front of every race, he forces everyone else to race slightly worse than they normally would. That is the part of this situation that Logano cannot control with patience alone. The field-wide adjustment to Reddick's pace is real, and until someone figures out how to genuinely match the speed of that 2311 car, Reddick is going to keep collecting stage points, keep collecting wins, and keep banking playoff points that give him multiple paths to the championship. So Logano's confidence is legitimate and also incomplete at the same time. He is right that the season is long. He is right that swings happen. He is right that the Bubba Wallace example proves nothing is locked in. But Reddick is not just leading on points, he is leading on pace, and pace does not go away on its own. So here is the real answer to the question this video started with. Tyler Reddick is winning everything, and Joey Logano does not care, at least not in the way most people do. He cares about it the right way. He acknowledged the problem, dismissed the panic around it, pointed to evidence that the standings can flip in 2 races, and then showed up at Martinsville and grabbed a podium. That is not a driver falling apart. That is a driver managing a long season the way a 3-time champion does. The question now is not whether Logano is worried. The question is whether Reddick can hold this pace across 19 more regular season races and then survive 3 playoff rounds. No driver in the history of the chase format has ever made it look easy. Reddick is winning everything right now, but the season does not end right now, and Joey Logano knows exactly how long the road still is.